Welcome back to your favorite comedy finance channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I wanted to redo the video because I was just really not feeling it. Sometimes I'll just do a video just to do a video, and whenever I don't like it, or I'm like, it's not my best, or it's like, oh, it's not, it wasn't like me enough. Then I don't ever keep up the videos and stuff like that sometimes, which is funny because like a lot of people think that I'm going to operate the same as other YouTubers or whatever the case. But again, like I used to be a YouTuber. I used to do videos fucking twice a day. Okay. And, I deviated from that a long time ago and started doing my own community. And then, we built our own software and now things are different. So like my business model has nothing to do with YouTube. I don't get paid from YouTube, so like that's why for me, I don't really like put so much emphasis on like the spotlight or put so much emphasis on like what I'm doing, when it comes to videos, because like at the end of the day, like if you have a good pick, it's gonna fucking explode. Doesn't matter. It's not gonna matter if like there's a bunch of people promoting it or not. It's if a company has very good partnerships or a project has good backing or a good use case, the use case will send it to high levels by itself. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people, I see a lot of people like trying to reach out to me and stuff like that. And, I keep trying to tell a lot of people, it's like, I know you want some sort of access to me, but, at the end of the day, you should be on OddApp. It's on Google and Apple stores. And I know I'm not responsive whatsoever. I mean, it's gotten to the point where like I just start blocking people because it's just like, you ever just go through life sometimes and you just don't want to talk to anybody, So like for me personally, for like although like see here's the thing. Although things are going great, although money is being made everywhere, we're in the midst of a bull cycle. Like right now, more than anything, is the best time to be positive, right? But for me personally, if I'm like doing something or I'm busy building or working on something, maybe I'm going through shit in my own life, like I don't really like care about shit like that. So I try to isolate myself as much as I can because like if I know that my aura isn't the right aura, then I don't want to like, you know, put that to you guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like working in general. Okay. You know, but I end up working every day anyways, because I'm always taking care of OddApp. I'm always doing those, so many different things. Um, but don't forget, this is not financial advice. We can go to zero by tonight and it will be your fault. Okay. Not mine. No, but I just wanted to like give you guys, just like an explanation from my side because it's like, a lot of you guys hit me up. Like a lot of you guys hit me up. Like I got friends all over the country. I got people international that hit me up, and it's just like sometimes it's just too much for me, and I just need to fucking like isolate. I need to I need to go away, So it's nothing personal. It's just like, sometimes like you ever just need access to yourself only, and that's it, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Because I'm very focused, I see that we're doing an amazing job in the market. Stader SD is going to be worth well over $200 in my opinion. I think it's going to be either a $500 or $1,000 plus token at some point, and a lot of people are going to say, well, $500 is a lot of money, or they'll say $200 is a lot of money. But you think about it, you're only talking about 8 billion in market cap for a DeFi project with 400 million in TVL. So, with Stader, you have 400 million TVL lock, right? And it's severely undervalued. Tokenomics are badass. You could do all sorts of staking, earn yield on it. And because it has all these major backers, partners, and great use case, I don't think it's going to remain under a 10 billion market cap coin. I think it's going to be a lot larger than that. I mean, they have bridges to fucking Binance and a variety of the other biggest ecosystems out there, Aave, fucking ETH, all sorts of different bridges everywhere. So, for me personally, like I look at Stader SD, and of course, there's ArcBlock and there's so many other picks out there, stuff like that. And it's okay to hold these things. Okay. It's okay to hold, like for me, like it's really just down to 3 coins now, 3 coins. And I started this bull cycle. Well, I started in the bear cycle going into the bull cycle, and I had like 10, 12 picks, and I was so happy. And I was like, man, this is great. And then like over the course of time, you start realizing that some admins aren't going to deliver, or maybe something happened, a migration, or all sorts of different things. And then like the order of elimination starts happening to the point where you have less and less picks, but your shots are more and more consolidated. They're more focused. So for me, it's like ArcBlock, Stader SD, and DIA. DIA is going to be the best oracle on market right now. It's better than Chainlink, better than Pyth. It's better than any fucking oracle that's out there on the market today. It could do everything. It could integrate with any chain. Has the best fucking backers. Has the best partners. They are always posting different partnerships all the time about different integrations. And then the actual seed funders from Chainlink, the people that funded Chainlink, funded DIA. And DIA could do 100x more than that. So you're looking at the new king here. You're looking at the new technology, the 3.0. You're looking at the next level. And that's what's funny, because people are constantly, like, for instance, it's like the Ripple kids, right? XRP kids are fucking stupid, first off. But, to their point, it's a good coin, right? It's a good coin, whatever. But when XRP was made, when ETH was made, when XLM was made, Cardano, like all of these picks, Tron, these were all projects trying to be the next best 1.0 blockchain. And as you can see, the king of 1.0 blockchain is always going to be Bitcoin. No matter what, it's always going to be Bitcoin, because Bitcoin won that race. The next race is 2.0, smart contracts. ETH won that race. And then people will sit there, well, what about Solana? Solana wants to be ETH. Just because it has less fees doesn't mean that it's not the same chain technology. It's still 2.0. And that's what makes ArcBlock so bullish, because it's 3.0 technology, multi-chain functional. You could code in any language. You don't have to worry about coding and only just Go and Rust. You could fucking use JavaScript. You could literally use any coding language you want and still build on ArcBlock. With chain or without the chain, you could still build with ArcBlock. Okay. Then there's a bunch of AI agents on it. There's a bunch of variety of other backers on it, billionaire backers. You have Xiaofeng, which is another big partner, another big backer that was there to create shit like Polkadot, Cosmos, Iris Network. Like, there's so many things that let me know that something is going to go billions in market cap. So, for me, instead of me fishing around in like 10, 20 picks, I'll just stick to maybe one or two. I'll stick to 3, because you only need 150x once. If you already know your shot is there, if you already know that's the best play, then that's the best play. And a lot of people say, well, there's so much hype around XRP right now. There's so much hype on all these layer ones right now. But it's like, but there's no money to be made. There's no money to be made there. So that's why I'm going to go into these emerging markets, severely undervalued. I want to go into something at the very bottom. I don't want to go there at the top. And when I say going in there at the top, that's when the consensus means everyone agrees to this, right? Everyone agrees to this idea. When the sector consensus is that, whatever coin is the best, like this coin is so special, everyone agrees, you're late. It's over. You're already late. Everyone already loves Bitcoin. You're late. Everyone already loves ETH. You're late. Everyone already loves Solana. You're late. There's not a lot of money left to be made multiplier wise. So if you're looking for the life-changing gain, you're going to get into emerging markets before people understand what's happening. Okay, that's why I like DIA so much, because all the dinosaurs are dying. This is the next king oracle. DIA, DIA. Then we got SD, biggest DeFi project since Aave. Okay, for all my dinosaurs that are watching me right now, guys, I was there for very cheap Aave. Okay, very cheap, double-digit Aave, and I thought I was lucky. I thought I was lucky at double-digit Aave. But I'm here to tell you, we have a fucking Aave partner that is bigger with a 400 million TVL with all the biggest partners, including Coinbase. And it's $1. And we're getting it less than double digits, an Aave type of coin for $1. You get that? So a lot of people, they'll sit there and be like, well, Dion, how come you're so hyper-focused on just these two picks? Because I know that it's going to be explosive. I know that it's going to be parabolic. And because I know that, I don't want to give a fuck about anything else. I'd rather shove everything into these surefire shots because I know these are going to be behemoth projects. And we're not talking about, small little shrimp retail investors pushing this price. You're going to be, because think about it, the biggest DeFi protocols that have the best backing and sponsorships and stuff like that, those are those DeFi projects. Because think about what DeFi is. DeFi is essentially, a project holding a lot of liquidity in a pool, right? And whoever has the best protection and partners and balance, whales are going to trust that. And because they trust that, they're going to say, well, I'd rather store my money here because I can earn a lot of yield. Because when you're dealing with $5, $10 million, $20 million, and you can make 18% APY, you get it? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Put 5 million in there, you're talking about almost like $1 million in APY. Think about it. When you're talking about putting $1 million in there, you're almost 200 grand a year. So, and this is just yield. This is just yield. And we're getting Aave basically with SD at $1. So we're going to get yield plus growth. So for me, because I know what's about to happen and because I see the opportunity is there, I'm not fucking around. I'm not going to fuck around. Guys, I know there's a bunch of fucking like meme coins, a bunch of fucking like, there's callers everywhere, guys. There's fucking gay ass groups out there that make 3-5 calls a week because that's how they keep you on the hook, I guess. But all you're really doing is rotating funds and within your own community because you're just going to be bouncing around. You might win today, but in the next one you're going to lose. And you guys are just swapping each other's liquidity back and forth instead of finding the best picks that the market will adopt later. Because the market's supposed to pay you, not your community. You're not supposed to make money on your community. You're supposed to make money on the market, the total market. That's what makes the most money. So for me, I want to get into these spots before anyone realizes it. And they're going to be the biggest projects on Coinbase, SD and DIA. They're the biggest ones. And I'm the only fucking guy talking about them, guys. I'm the only person. You know why? Because my business model is not commercialization. My business model isn't views. It isn't likes. It isn't your YouTube payments. It isn't shit. Okay? Because if I was worshiping the algorithm, I would talk about shit that's going to increase my algorithm. I would talk about picks that are going to get into the algo and give me a bunch of views. But my business model is not that. I don't give a fuck about that because if there's an algorithm already, you're late. If there's an algorithm for it already, you're late. You cannot have algorithm without consensus. Think about it. Let me repeat it so you can get where I'm coming from when I tell you I like buying bottoms versus buying tops. Okay? Think about it. If there is an algorithm, then there's already consensus. And if consensus is there, you're late already. Everyone already knows. And there's a bunch of yo-yos in the sector that sit there and they'll quote people like Warren Buffett. They'll fucking quote Peter Shaft or fucking Robert Teriyaki. But all of these same people say the same shit. They always say, oh, you want to buy the emerging market. Well, why did you go to China? Why did you go to China? Why did you invest businesses in China? Well, it was an emerging market. Well, that's right. It's an emerging market. And now people are fire selling their companies out of China because they know it's over. We just entered a new rate cutting cycle. And a lot of people think that the bull cycle will be over by this coming March. And you're fucking stupid. You fucking are stupid. The United States is $36 trillion in debt right now. And it's going to go higher at a faster rate, at a fucking explosive inflation rate. The state has no choice but to inflate debt away. So because they need to inflate debt away, that means that, like these last Fed meetings and the next 10 that come after, are going to be rate cuts because now you have a new business cycle. And when you have a new business cycle, that means that money is more accessible. You could borrow money easier. More money is available for you to borrow. And that's the point of interest rates, because when interest rates are low, you could borrow more money and you can afford it because the interest is not so bad. You see what I'm saying? If you were to get 0% interest, it's free money. Think about it like that. If I could borrow $1 million and only have to pay 1% back, it's free money. How much money can I make with $1 million? See what I'm saying? So you have to think about it like that. You're looking at a brand new business cycle of rate cuts. We have a full year and a half of rate cuts coming, which means that you're going to get higher and higher CPI reports. And the inflation reports are going to be so explosive that you're going to get more and more people exiting the bond market into risk on assets, because the best way to hedge your wealth during high inflationary times is to park your capital in assets. So if the bear cycle or the bull cycle would be over in 3 months, does that fucking make sense to you? Do you think, like, that's what, see, when I see this or I see the retards on Twitter, see, Twitter is fucking cancer, first off. A bunch of fucking retards. I mean, honestly, crypto, anything is the bunch of, like, majority of people are fucking stupid, to be honest with you. But, you know, MYC is a whales network and we do things differently, educate differently. We don't fucking serve any Kool-Aid, I'll tell you that. But, you know, when you know what's coming, okay, if let's say you're a person, like, put it this way, guys. The reason why there's an up and a downtrend in the markets between a bull and a bear market is because investors at some point choose where to park their money. And sometimes the best place to park your money is in fiat. Sometimes the best place to park your money is in assets. Well, if you know inflation is going up, the last CPI report, we went up, and we have more interest rates coming, then the CPI report is going to go higher and higher and higher and higher until the yield doesn't supersede the inflation rate. So why would bond investors hold? You're watching the bond market crisis happen. Live action. And a lot of people, when they hear forecast, right? When they hear me talking about a forecast, they'll sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, I hope that this will happen in 3 months, or we get the best prices in 60 days. You know, financial forecast or the financial cycles, they actually last a long time. Bull markets last longer than bear cycles. Everyone gets that, right? Does everybody get that part? This is why I think it's so stupid that when I hear shit like this from people about their expectations of when this bull market will be over, and it's just like, what planet or what timeline have you ever seen a bull market not last at least 4x longer than the bear market? Bear markets on average have always been year and a half, 2 years max. That's it. Literally 1.5, 2 years max. You know why? Because the economy, the world cannot constrict for that long, or else the entire world will fucking collapse. And the bankers know this. The state knows this. Poverty kills. Monetary, like, you guys got to think about it. The banks control everything to the point where if they don't keep this fucking clown machine going, everything the way you know it to be today will be over and destroyed. All civilization will collapse. So whenever they're making these decisions and they're saying, oh, well, this is so irresponsible. Well, what's the better option? Well, Peter Shaft will sit there and he'll say, well, we just got to let people fail. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But that means that a bail-in will happen. That means that a lot of people that have a bunch of money in the bank, it's fucking gone. That means that businesses won't get loans. That means that the economy will slow down. That means the economy will go through very tough constrictions. So when that happens, all hell breaks loose. People start losing jobs. People start killing themselves. Crime rates go up. All sorts of shit starts happening. Everything is interlocked with money. So they have no choice but to continue this business cycle, keep cutting rates. Inflation's going to go higher. The state has no other option but to inflate this debt away. And the best way that you could take advantage of that is storing your capital and assets while you have it. Because in the very near future, you are going to hear that your neighbors got fucking robbed by the bank. You're going to hear that some dumb shit happened at the bank and people aren't getting their direct deposits. People are not able to withdraw funds. People have issues accessing their bank applications. And they're going to say, well, we're just down for maintenance. There's something going on. And it's just to give themselves more time. But the truth is these banks are fucking damn near collapse. So, it's best for you to have your money in the markets versus in the bank, because the bank is your custodian and it works no different than an exchange. If you have your money on an exchange, if you have your money in the bank, you're not the custodian. The exchange and the bank is. And if some shit hits the fan, you're fucked and it's over. That's how serious shit could get. That's how serious shit could get. Could you imagine half your city not being able to access their bank accounts? Or for whatever reason, a bail-in happens and the news breaks out that, yeah, your money actually got stolen. It's over. It's real and it's going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. After the 2008 financial crisis, they said no more bank bailouts, right? And then they go bail out Silicon Valley, right? But they couldn't even afford to do that. The FDIC, I think, only has $300 billion in reserves. Think about it. $300 billion in reserve for insurance to save you. And we have $36 trillion worth of debt. That means that their liquidity pool accounts for less than 1% of the total system. That's how fucked up things are. If only you knew how bad things were, you would take this so much more seriously. You would build so much more faster and you would be unified. You guys would get the fucking point so much faster. So that's why I try to tell people as much as I can. It's like, yeah, I'm a funny guy, But there's a lot of real shit happening right now. A lot of real shit is happening right now. And there is going to be a fucking reckoning coming. Okay? There's a fucking reckoning coming this next year. And everyone needs to be ready. You got to be in the right place at the right time because the pendulum is about to fucking swing hard. Okay? And that's why I always tell people, it's all fun and games when you're playing the debt game. When you're saying, oh, well, I'll just keep borrowing this and it's cool. You just use the bank's money. I'll just borrow it. This is the smartest thing to do. And then a financial crisis happens and then some dumb shit happens. Guess what? You have all this extra debt and not enough asset to pay off yourself. Then you're fucked, right? And that's what happened. That's what happened back then. We had a bunch of people utilizing loans and debt because it's the smarter thing to do. But when the fucking gear stopped turning, it was over. Everything started collapsing. It's like the real estate market. A lot of people sit here and they tell me the real estate is going to continue going up. And I don't know. Yeah, essentially, assets should rise in value. But there is a tremendous amount of listings hitting the markets right now because of shitty Airbnbs. A lot of commercial real estate's collapsing. A lot of shit is changing. So that's, the market will correct itself at some point. And if the rates are going to stay high, think about it, guys. Think about it like this. If the state knows that the cost of living is going to go so much higher, if the state knows that they need to make housing affordable before shit hits the fan, they need to crash a market. They need to crash something, right? Because if the rates are going to stay high, let's say in 10 months we could cut rates 3% or 2% or whatever. We're still dealing with higher rates, okay? But again, maybe one day you'll think 4 or 5% is a great deal, but 4 or 5% on 400 or 500 grand is not a good deal. So maybe the state needs to crash this shit to make it more affordable. You're going to make it more affordable by principle, or you're going to make it more affordable by rate. And the state is going to determine that through the banks. So that's why you have to understand how much at the mercy you are of the bankers and the system. So, I try to, it's funny. You guys have already made quite a bit of money here and there. And, sometimes we'll be looking at houses. We just buy cash and all sorts of shit, And when you start thinking about just spending a few $100 grand or whatever to go buy a house and just have it paid off, or, all these different things, it's just like, it's crazy because it's like, you don't ever really own anything because you're still paying property tax. You're still paying all these different bills for no fucking reason. It's like, you don't really ever own anything. And that's what's kind of shitty about this debit system that we have, because we're going into like this, social credit system, or we're going into like this, like a credits system. You can only rent everything. You can't own anything. You have to rent everything. I mean, they're talking about doing this with clothes already, So it's only a matter of time, Personally, I'd rather like fucking exit the country and fucking like go to some emerging market, some emerging economy out there where like a country is like barely or has already adopted capitalism, but like the beginning stages of it, like something like that. Like if Cuba came out of nowhere and was like, "Yo, communism's over. We're gonna introduce capitalism here now." Like that'd be a good spot, because it's like, okay, great. Now it's gonna start rising, But I do want to tell people that Sologenic is fucking gay. It is the shittiest pick ever, because everything that made you fall in love with the pick to begin with was the tokenomics, and the tokenomics are not the same. They're never going to be the same again. The tokenomics that made it so scalable last time was because there was only 200 million coins. Now you're dealing with 400 million fully diluted. So in order for you to half the price of what we got to last time. You need 2x the amount of capital to get there. So for us, it took a certain amount of capital to get to $6 on 200 million coin supply. Well, you're going to need 2 times that for these tokenomics. Do you guys fucking get the math yet? Fucking retards. This is why I'd rather buy SD, Stader. I'd rather buy DIA. DIA is a 200 million coin cap. No bullshit, no gimmicks, no gay ass glow sticks. Okay. and a lot of people are like, oh, look, Dion, I went up in price. There's some X's to be. No shit. Guys, there's so many picks out there that are good picks, quote unquote, that got X's to be had. But I'm not going to park my money for excessive amounts of time for a 10X. Who the fuck is here for that? Nobody is. You're not going to change your life on 10X. It's not math. It has to be something else. It really has to be something else. Because if you're excited, like tokenomically speaking, if you're looking for the same excitement that you had on solo back on the day, you retards, you would rug that shit immediately. And then you would go buy SD Stader and you'd go buy DIA right now. Okay. Because that has 2x the scalability at a faster rate, 2x the growth rate, and 100x more of a use case, plus a bigger TVL. And you don't got some faggot admin just going out and buying houses in Dubai and shit. So, but anyways, guys, look, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I wanted to do a better video for you guys. So shout out to a lot of you guys. Look, I know, I mean, I have like 50 people trying to hit me up all the time, you know, and something like that. And it's nothing personal. It's just like, I'm just very focused right now. And I got a lot of shit that I'm dealing with. And, you know, at this time, I don't want to fuck with you. I don't want to fuck with anybody. I just want to be by myself. I want to fucking make this money. That's what I'm worried about. I don't got no fucking time for anybody right now, you know? And it's like, I don't have time for it. And what gets me upset is like, don't fucking text me if you're not on OddApp, okay? Like, you want to get a hold of me so bad, get your fucking ass on OddApp and support my company. Support my project. Support my brand. Don't just fucking pretend like this is some fucking old boys club and think that you have access to me for free. You know, because that's the bullshit that I'm talking about. You're just like everybody else. Get your fucking ass on OddApp. Don't fucking be hitting me up just because you know me. Okay? I don't like that shit because it's fake. It's fake. And I don't like it. And I'm at this point in my life where I'm not dealing with it. So for me, I always make sure that at some point I just got to draw the line and I need to step way the fuck back. And I'm going to just handle my own business. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to stay focused. And, you know, you don't have a right or an access to me. Okay. You know, there's no right of that. It's a privilege. Okay. And if I feel like fucking being alone for a while, then yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? And I have to be real enough to tell you that. You know, I have to be real enough to tell a lot of people that shit. Like I get really frustrated because I got a lot of people that sit there and they want all this service from me. But God forbid you support my fucking company. Right? You want me to support you, but you don't want to support my company. Because that's the way I see it. Because you want my information. You want my data. You want the tips. You want my expertise. But you don't want to support my company that provides that. So what does that tell me about you? What does that tell me about you? It tells me that you're fake and that you're not really MYC. That's what it tells me. So for me, I've cut off a lot of fucking people. And for the people that are still cool, whatever, you know, I just need to definitely step back where I'm just like, I need to just deal with my own stuff right now. You know what I mean? Leo Anderson is a complete fucking faggot. Talking about math token. See, here's what's funny. Like, a lot of people, they'll sit there and be like, oh, well, you really liked this pick 2 months ago. What happened? Well, they fucking migrated. Or, hey, they said they were migrating. Or everyone in the sector knows that it's on their roadmap that they're migrating at some point. Now that that's consensus, it's not going to scale the same way. People are not going to have the same confidence. So I'm not going to be there. And what's stupid is a lot of queers like this, they'll sit here and pretend like, every update needs to happen on YouTube. Bitch, be on ODAP. You want updates? Get your fucking ass on ODAP. Don't be bitching and moaning and fucking commenting on my shit, talking shit, saying dumb shit because you're a fuck up and you literally cannot take the time to just sign up for ODAP. Like, don't sit here and blame me for your dumb shit. Take responsibility for your own life. Okay? Don't be fucking coming at me. I don't give a fuck about you. Okay? So that's why I tell a lot of people these days where it's just like, we're not the fucking same channel. Get the fuck out. Okay? We are not the same type of community. Okay? This is fucking different. Okay? That's why I'm always talking to people the way I talk to them, because it's like, you guys go to these gay ass little Discord servers and Telegrams and Twitter. You got your own little gay cliques out there and shit like that. And you're used to some happy-go-lucky guy fucking saying sorry and trying to point the finger at everybody else because it's never their fault. You want to point the finger at this community or point the finger at this community or whatever the fuck, but nobody ever wants to just like take accountability. Like, nobody ever just wants to be like, oh, well, maybe I should have just been on ODAP so that way I could have learned why you don't like the pick anymore, Because I tell people to get on ODAP all the time. I don't do videos every day, And it's always funny because it's like, everyone has these fucking fuzzy Mickey Mouse ass servers out there that they go to or they pay for, whatever the fuck. And they're used to some fucking guy pandering all the time to the audience, or they're pandering to the community all the time. That's not going to fucking happen here. It's not going to happen here. So, like, you're not going to fit in. And I don't want you to, because you're a bitch anyways. So you see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't fucking get the point of the market, there's an upside and then there's downside. There's a reason that it went up, and there's a reason why it went down. You get it? That's what happens in a bull market and a bear cycle. There's a reason why people go into the market, and there's a reason why people exit the market. And if you haven't figured that part out and you want to blame smart investors or smart traders knowing when to get the fuck out, then you're fucking stupid. Because I'm not going to go to zero with you. I'm not going to hold your hand to zero. You're going to go to zero. I'm not. I'm fucking out the back door with MYC. So, and people want to sit there and be like, well, this guy's such a fucking asshole. He's so fucking, I'm just being real with you. You want me to fucking give you bullshit? There's influencers out there that don't have the balls to admit a pivot or say, hey, we need a pivot. They don't got the balls because they're too afraid of too many faggots like you guys, like that guy Leo Anderson or whatever. Too many faggots like that'll sit there and be like, oh, well, this guy's a rugger because he liked this pick last week. He don't like it now. Well, why? Well, you think I like something and I dislike something for no reason? No. So that's why, I try to make sure that I'm polarizing as possible. I always try to make sure I talk the way I talk, because there's only a certain type of people that I'm looking for. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a particular type of people that I want to play with only. And a lot of times when put it this way, the smaller communities always make the most money off the bigger communities and also the bigger overall scheme of the market. And the reason why is because there's less money to divide. So when you're making better trades and you're faster at taking action, whether it's on a buy or a sell, and you're doing that before large ass communities, or you're doing that before like the entire market needs to pivot, or the entire market realizes it needs to pivot, you're the one that's going to be making the most money when you're out the back door. You're a small group compared to everybody else. And that's what it's always going to be. There's always going to be a small niche of people, or a small, 1-10% of people that are going to make a lot of money in the market, and the rest are going to zero. Not everybody makes it. Like literally 90% of everybody goes to zero. Some people actually make money and they're fucking so stupid that they find themselves going broke because of their stupid, habits or whatever, But I just want to make sure that when you come to like